I don't know how this is gonna work with the music in the background, but we'll see. Maybe I'll have to edit it out post-production. Alright, let's do this blog thing, guys. I said I was gonna do a blog. I've been putting it off because, I don't know, as much as I like to talk, I think it's weird to talk to a camera. I don't know, I don't get it. Let me put on music without words in the background. Let's get some wubs up in this bitch. There we go. Alright. There. Wub it out. Then I'm not talking over Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton singing sad songs. So anyway, first blog, welcome. I think I'm gonna call it Just Saying, because like I say that all the time, like just saying. And I was like trying to think of like clever alliteration, like ribbon rants or ribbon recommends or whatever, and none of it really fit. So I think Just Saying is probably the best title for this. I don't know, maybe I'll make some flashy like intro scene, like stuff flying in, shoo, shoo, Brutus flies across the screen. Okay. Anyway, but yeah, so that. I got a journal, and it's sparkly, and I love it, and I got this little holder that holds a pen on the front, and I write down my little thoughts and ideas. I know, it's so old school, pen and paper and stuff, but yeah, I write down my ideas and things I want to talk about, and that's what I'm going to do for this blog, is just throughout the day, or weeks, or months, as I come up with things, I write them down in my little book, and then we can discuss them, and, you know, even if nobody listens to this, at least it won't be stuck in my head anymore. And that is what's most important here. So I thought this first one though, since it's like the first one, I don't know, we could just start with like what my resolutions are. Not that I really have resolutions, but I have some goals for the year. I think each year, they're not resolutions because it's not like you have to do something. And actually I'll go off track a little bit here and talk about this. So just last week, I learned about a thing called Dry January, which is apparently after all the partying and stuff of the holidays, people try to abstain from alcohol for the month of January. It's just another one of those resolutions, like, you know, getting back into shape, not eating sugar and sleeping, going to bed at a reasonable time, whatever. I found it on Reddit, and I will be honest, I clicked on the title Dry January because I was like, it is really dry in my apartment. Are these people using humidifiers, or do they have some other method? So that's not what Dry January is. Dry January doesn't mean it's dry in the air. It means you're abstaining from alcohol. So anyway, I learned about this, and I was like, that sounds fun. Why don't I do that? And I don't know why, and that's what happened in my brain. I like post a video here because I did a diary of like me arguing back and forth with myself, like, why are you doing this? Okay, today is the third day that I haven't had alcohol. There's no reason why I can't have alcohol. I'm not trying to do like a dry January or, that's my microwave. Anything like that. I just decided one day that I would do it, and so now I'm doing it, and it's like a weird conversation with myself. Like, I'm like, hey, do you think we're drinking too much alcohol? And then I'm like, no. And I'm like, I don't know, I think we are. We should try going without it. It's like, we don't have to go without it. Like, that's because you can't go without it. I'm perfectly able to go without it. I just don't have to, so I'm not going to. And then here we are, trying to prove to myself that I can go several days without alcohol. So today is day 3 that I've not had any alcohol. Very proud of myself. Like I said, maybe I'll break it tonight. There's no reason not to. That's Brutus. He's chewing. Where is he? I did it for like a week and 3 days, probably 3 days, and I was really proud of myself. And then my bong broke, so I resorted back to alcohol since I'm out of weed. But that's fine. Different story. Don't worry about that. It's yeah. So anyway, goals for the year. So I don't think you should have a short-term resolution or a long-term resolution, but goals are good. And I think goals work the best when you don't have to stick to them because you always know you have an out. And I think that makes it easier, at least for me, to stick to a goal. I don't know what you guys think. But at least for me, if I always know, like, I'm doing this because I want to, this is my choice. At least when I'm in the shit, it's my fault. I'm sitting there sober watching TV, like, this is boring. And myself was like, you could go get a drink. I'm like, no, dry January. I said I would do it. And yeah, so, you know, if you had to, I think it'd be if you're like, oh, I told my friends, or I paid money, or I don't know, whatever rules, even if it's just rules for yourself. Like, if you don't have a pressure release valve, you're gonna explode. We learned that from the Instant Pot. So 2020, what are my goals? One, to fix my hair. I would like to grow my hair long. This isn't on my list. So I want to do a bun drop, which is where you put your hair in a bun and then you undo it and down your back, and you do it in slow motion. My hair was growing very long, and then I started coloring it, and then I stopped taking care of it while I was coloring it, and then it got all shitty. So it wasn't the coloring. I mean, so that probably had something to do with it, but it wasn't totally the coloring. It was more that focus. It was more that I just stopped taking care of it while I was coloring it. So now I'm back to my natural color, and I want to grow it long. So that's one of my goals. That's just a lifetime. That's a bucket list goal. Can I have a bucket list? Here, I'll do bucket lists down here. Bucket list. Bun drop. Nice. So yeah, get my hair in better health. Maybe I'll do a Brazilian blowout. But anyway. So, back on my stream schedule, which I started, and then I took some weeks off because I was supposed to travel, but I got really sick. So I didn't travel. I just stayed at home in bed and whined to Brutus. But back on my stream schedule, doing the vlogs. So my stream schedule, if you guys don't know, Fridays is Casual Fridays. I'm going to do a bunch of stuff. January is going to be like Twitch Sings, going to be a new game that I'm trying out the next Friday, and then after that I think I'm going to cook something. So stop by for all those. But anyway, Casual Fridays, whatever. Like, maybe we go out on the town, maybe we play a new game, maybe we cook something, maybe I do yoga, maybe we give Brutus a bath. There is a bath washing place in this apartment. That might be fun. Brutus stinks. Don't tell him I said so. He's perfect. I love him. So, yeah, maybe we can do that. Also, I would, so Sunday brunch is my other day. Sunday brunch is when we're going to play through story games, my adventure games that I love and can never give up. But, I don't have as many series games. I wanted to do, like, a series game, like, play through, 1 through 3 of all of them. But I just don't, sometimes I don't want to play the first ones, or I don't want to be restricted. I mean, that's the whole thing I was just talking about. Like, why am I putting these rules on if they, they're just arbitrary rules? So Sunday brunch, the arbitrary rule is that we play adventure games until we finish them, and I'm okay with that. So we're doing Sinking City for January. We're fighting Cthulhu, I think. I don't know. We're a detective, and we were having visions, nightmares, and then we did some research, and this island is supposed to have the answer to our visions. So we went there, and while we're there, people were like, oh, hey, you're a private detective. Do you want some side work? So we're solving cases as we're trying to figure out why we're insane. It's a good story. Check it out. Come by. So that's my streaming. And then the vlog. God, what did I say? I said a weekly vlog. Fuck. Okay. We're gonna try for a weekly vlog. I have like 1.5 pages of stuff. This page, it's upside down. Hold on. This page, and hold on. This page. That's it. That's all I have to talk about, guys. I know you're like, Ribbon, you don't shut the fuck up. How can you run out of things to talk about? Yet, here we are. So, I'm going to try for a weekly vlog. We'll call this, it's a Thursday. Can we count this for next week? We'll see how it goes. I'm not going to do too much editing in my vlogs because if we do that, dude, they'll never get out. Come on. I hope you guys like that. I would like to do something with the green screen. Maybe we could do like flying toaster kitties in the back. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Weekly vlog. Okay, so in August, and I will put something here-ish. Here. Oh, my camera's backwards. Here. I'll put something in this general area that talks about my bicycle event. It is in August, and it is, I think, a charity ride. It is happening about 20 minutes away from me, and they have a 35, a 50, and a 75-mile trail ride, and I would like to shoot for the 50. I would like to shoot for the 35 and hopefully do the 50. I've done a 50-mile bicycle ride before. It took me, I think, like 4 hours. It was intense. But I did it, and it wasn't that hard, and it didn't require, I'm going to say it didn't require too much training before that, but I was riding my bicycle regularly, and I could regularly do like 20 to 30 mile rides, like no problem, not being super winded. So, I feel like this I will need to get in shape for more. I haven't ridden my bike in probably 2 to 3 years. I have it down here in North Carolina. I found the Greenway yesterday, so I can ride over there. I'm a little nervous about riding on the streets, a lot of North Carolina's streets, until you get to the Greenway. Excuse me. And there is like the Whitewater Center with trails, and there's lots of single tracks around here. But my car is not appropriate. My car is not appropriate to carry a mountain bike. So unless I rope my brother into borrowing his car or dropping me off out there, it's a little far to ride on a bike, to like ride your bicycle out there, then bicycle back. It's intense. So, but I want to get in shape. I want to do that. That's in August. So shoot for that. You guys will help me keep accountable for that. We'll give updates in the weekly blog. I'll do that. I'll write it down. Bicycle event blog updates. Bicycle. See, you guys, this is fun. Okay, what else do we got? Knitting. So I started knitting again. I would like to knit a blanket, I think. I always have a blanket on me, even in summer. I have a blanket on the couch, I have one on my bed. Like, I just like blankets, and and lightweight ones, you don't want to be like super sweaty. So this one's a wool one, and I think that it's perfect for now, but once it gets super humid in the summer, it might not be good. Also, the one I have on my couch right now is like a $9 horse blanket I bought from a gas station, so I'd kind of like to replace that with something softer. So I have two choices. Oh, sorry, I'm shaking the table. So I have two choices, but I mean, I have a lot of choices. I want to knit a blanket. Maybe we'll do that for a casual Friday. We'll just sit here for like 3 hours and knit, and you guys can be like, ask me questions, and I'll knit. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's the stage I'm at. I don't know if I want to do like a big chunky one or something. I want it to be cool. I want it to be pretty. Maybe we'll do like a whole thing, like where we go out to the yarn. There's a yarn store near me called Stash, and we can pick out some yarns. I gotta find a pattern though. If you guys have any patterns that you really like for knitting, especially a blanket, but I could probably take a scarf and just like spread it out, like add the number of stitches. But if you guys have any knitting, not crochet. I don't know how to crochet. It's confusing to me. I know it's supposed to be easier. I learned how to knit first. I'm a knitter. Send me knitting patterns. My Goodreads goal. Okay, so I have a Goodreads goal. 25 books this year. That is two each month plus one. I have already read one book. I do count my audiobooks as reading. I, though, am behind because I have 2 weeks to finish another book, and I have not been reading, and I have not been doing my audiobooks. The first book I finished in like December. I was cooking away books. When I made this goal, I was like, every week and a half I was finishing a book. Now that it's January, I've fucking stopped reading altogether. So got to get back on that. One of the things I want to talk about is all the books I read and the book reviews and what I thought of it, at least a little bit. So that will definitely be something that I wrote down, something I have in here, and it's hopefully something that helps me reach my goal of 25 books for 2020. It is usually a lot less than what I read, but we're working back up, guys. Well, I'll go into more of like my whole life thing. I have some ideas. We'll see how it goes. Yoga. This is one of those things that I put on there that I probably won't do. I wanted to get back into yoga. I could do it at home. There's a place nearby me. I don't know. Maybe I'll do it on stream once, although that seems like I'm just fishing for views. I don't want to be one of those girls. But I don't know how else to, I've been doing the VR exercise. Like, I'm rocking Beat Saber. Like, I'm getting, like, I'm going out, I'm getting exercise, but I sit in a chair all day and my muscles ache at the end. I need to stretch. I need to do yoga. It also strengthens your core and stuff. It's good all around. I just am so lazy right now. I don't want to do yoga. But I would like to. So it's on my list for 2020. It's a goal. I would like to do yoga. I said 1 time a week. Oh, that's yeah. So we'll see about that. I don't know, man. Well, I mean, so those are my 2020 goals. What are your guys' 2020 goals? Do you have 2020 goals? Brutus is bunny kicking a pumpkin for 2020. He looks very excited. I think that it's important to have goals. It's important to work towards those goals, but it's important that they're not life or death failure points. Like if you're like, I'm gonna lose 10 pounds by my wedding to fit into a dress that I bought that's 2 sizes smaller, like, you're just leaning for heartache, my friend. I'm sorry, it's not gonna work out and you're gonna be sad. And you know what, some people it will. And if that's the motivation you need, I don't mean to rain on your parade. I'm saying for the majority of us, that type of stuff is just leading us up to failure, and then we're depressed, and then we don't want to try again. Because if we fail so many times, that's what we learn to expect. So we need these little successes, little things where we push through. I think that when you do that kind of stuff, when you have a success, you need little successes to get you through, because if you keep failing and failing, then you're just gonna give up. So that's why I don't like huge like goals like that where you're like, I need to fit in this dress by this date and I've already bought the dress, and you know, if I don't fit into it, I'm not going, because those are, oh man, oh, don't do that to yourself. It's not nice. So anyway, have your little goals. Have your goals that you can quit if you wanted, because then you know it's you. Like some of my goals, I floss. I don't floss on vacation, but I floss every night at home. And there's times that I'm tired and I have a pass. It's me. It's just me. I'm an adult. I can floss when I want. But I go in the bathroom and I say, I'm really tired. You should just go to bed. And then the other part of me is like, nah, you should floss. It's like, oh, but I'm so sleepy. I'm like, is this the night? Is this the night you want a free pass on flossing? And I'm like, oh, fine, I'll floss. or like I'll be like, all right, you don't have to floss, but you can't read when you go into bed. You got to go right to sleep if you're so sleepy. I'm like, oh, but I just want to read a chapter or two. And then it's like, well, if you can read, then you can floss. So, I don't know. That's just how I motivate myself. That's how I motivate myself to do my goals. And that's, you know, silly stories. What do you guys do? How do you motivate yourself to do your goals? Let me know. So I guess that's it. I mean, I don't know what else to say for this first one. Let's hope this goes well. Let's, I guess, try for next week, where we can talk about the new book I'm hopefully reading, the books I finished, some other stuff that's going on. We'll measure the length of my hair to see if it's grown longer. Anyway, follow me on Twitch and set up notify so you know when I go live. Follow me on Instagram for everything else. And now you can follow me on YouTube so you know when these things hit. And I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.